G'day everyone. The AI Job Pocalypse is coming. Are you ready for it? Jobs have been made obsolete throughout history. So we used to have people who were portrait artists and they were replaced by photographers who were replaced by digital artists who are currently being replaced by AI artists. We also had people who were authors who used a pen or a quill and they were replaced by authors with typewriters who were replaced by authors with word processors who are currently being replaced by AI authors. AI is not a fad. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's just like the pyramids, Great Wall of China, or smartphones. These things are here to stay. So the best time to start learning AI was when ChatGPT was released back in November 2022. The second best time to learn it is today. The worst time to learn it is 2 years from now after you've already been left behind. So during the job apocalypse, you want to make sure that you do not go the way of the dinosaur, the dodo. Oh, look, a purple cow. AI is going to change the way that you hire. So as you're looking for the right person, instead of focusing and saying, I want the person with the absolute utmost skills and talents, and you might be compromising a little bit on cultural fit, if you can find a person who can use AI to skill up and do their job effectively, then you're going to basically focus on the cultural fit. So if this is how you're going to hire, then if you're looking for a job, you also need to know how to use AI and how to interact with it. You need two things to get started. You need to set up your custom instructions, and I'll show you how to do that. This gets ChatGPT to focus on you and the way that you work so that it doesn't hallucinate as much. That means it gives you wrong answers or it answers off base to the question that you asked, and it makes it more grounded. So as an example, if you use the custom instructions and it knows that you're a zookeeper, whenever you use the word trunk, it's going to know that you're talking about an elephant. If you work at a used car sales place and you put in your custom instructions, then it knows when you talk about the trunk that it's the storage space in the back of the car. So let's go across and we'll set that up. So here I've got one that's blank. And what you do is you log into ChatGPT, you click on your logo at the top, and you go to Customize ChatGPT. And then it's got two places. It says, what do you want it to know about you so that it can provide better responses? And how would you like it to respond? So it's got some thought starters there, like where are you based, who do you work for, what are your hobbies and interests, and so on. And you've got 1,500 characters, and so you can use that to give it a very robust touch point so that it always knows exactly who you are and gives you really, really good answers. Then with how would you like ChatGPT to respond, it's got different thought starters like, so how formal or casual should ChatGPT be, how long or short should the responses be, and so on. I've got one filled out over here, so click on your logo, Customize ChatGPT, and then I've got here what my name is, so when I get it to create a letter, it'll say, this is from James McIntyre, CIO, YMCA Greater Cincinnati, with the address and so on. I tell it that it's a non-profit organization. It already knows the YMCA is a non-profit, but it doesn't hurt to give it extra information so that it's there and it goes, oh yeah, that's right. It is a non-profit organization. Pretend it's a person who's just started working for you. You tell them that the Y is a non-profit, but sometimes you remind them of it a bit, and it definitely helps. And I talk about the different things that I do, heading up the AI Collaborative. I've got a keen interest in utilizing AI in ways that are ethical. So then I talk about how do I want it to respond. I want strategic advice. I want insights. I want to be able to balance cost-effective and maximizing impact, and so on. And to tell me about best practices. Now, if you've got the paid version, you can also go across and use Persona Crafter. It's a custom GPT, and then what it does is you tell it a little bit about yourself, and it says, just answer these 5 to 7 questions, and then I'll be able to zero in even more. And then after you answer those, I'll say, oh, here's just a few more questions. And you go back and forth with that to really make everything laser focused. To get more details on that, go back to video number 3, which is talking about getting laser focused answers by using custom personas. So prompts, the second thing you need to know. So first, custom instructions, Second, you need to learn how to write a prompt. And this is basically a simple guide on how to do that. And just like if you were telling a human how to do it, you would go through those exact same steps. The more specificity that you give, the better with both humans and AI. So I'm going to summarize this, but you can see there's a lot more on there. So you give it a context or a persona. You say, act like a sports director, but it gives you more information there. And the specifics, I need to create a 6-week schedule for youth baseball. And it's got the names of the teams and all of that. Give it an intent or a goal. Put in the time constraints, the start date, and everything else. And then you give it a format. How do you want it resolved? Or how would you like the answers to be given back to you? So for more detail on how to do this, go back to video number 5 called Simple Examples. So I've talked about 2 things that you're supposed to do, and there's also 2 things you're not supposed to do. So here's one of the first ones. You've got to think about the sensitivity of the data, because not everything belongs in AI. AI learns about that and then puts it in the model for everyone to search on later in the future when they update their model. So for me, there are 3 main types of data. There's the crown jewels, and so that's where you can break the law, you could be sued, or it would look really, really bad in the newspapers. So that's like HIPAA data, social security numbers, and so on. Second one is private data, and that's stuff that the public doesn't need to know about. Stuff like contract details and performance reviews. And the third thing is public data, things that the public could easily access, such as marketing materials, social media posts, annual reports, and so on. So basically, you should never put crown jewels in, ever. Private data, if you are using temporary mode, and I'll show you a temporary chat in just a second, that's probably okay. And then public data, you can use all of the time. So for a deep dive on protecting your data, go to video number 6, Protecting What Matters. So let's take a quick look at temporary chats. So if I go here, I can be there and I can say, I want a temporary chat. So it says temporary chat. The color of everything changes down here, and it tells me this chat won't appear in history, use or create memories, and or be used to train our models. And for safety purposes, we may keep a copy for up to 30 days. So, but that's basically how to use a temporary chat. Just like back when you were in high school, they would say, check your work. Just like a human, it says here, ChatGPT can make mistakes. So check references, URLs, and basic facts. It's not trying to mislead you, but sometimes you're not asking it the question in the right way, and sometimes it just makes mistakes. If you send it out without checking it, you've approved that, and you accept whatever consequences come from whatever happened to be there. Also remember, hey, I'm human, I'm not trying to mislead you. Check the facts and things that I say here. You have been warned. Okay, start where you are at. Video number 4 is where do I even start? And it goes into this in great detail. I've got a list of things here, 6 of them for work, and 6 of them for your personal life that are in an escalating ladder. So drafting an email is really easy. Developing strategies for a 3-year plan is a lot more complex, but it can do that. Planning out meals for a week and giving it a grocery list is easy. Organizing a personal project like remodeling a bathroom is a lot more complex, but again, it can help you with that. So video number 4, where do I even start? And if you want to see the power of what AI can do and what it can create, go to video number 2, and it talks about getting 16 hours worth of work done in 8 minutes. I literally sat down one day, and in 8 minutes of its computing time, ChatGPT generated what would take a human who knew what they were doing about 16 hours to create that. But you've still got to check it, so add an hour or 2, but you've still got a massive savings in time. So things are moving really, really, really quickly. So you've got to reach out and catch the lightning. I'm James McIntyre, and I will see you next week when we drop another video. Be good to yourselves.